Hey, Basket Brains, Kirby here, aka Darkwing Disc, and I believe in premarital handholding. Alongside of me is Ollie DePina, and he can dribble a bowling ball. This is episode 41 of the K.O Disc Golf Show. Episode 41 is the Zubat episode. Famous players to wear the number 41, Dirk Nowitzki, Tom Seaver, and Glenn Rice. Ollie, before the show, you and I are talking a lot about video games. Glenn Rice in probably like 2001, like NBA 2001, when he was on the Lakers, he was like the best shooter in the game. So I used to play against my dad, and he would get so pissed off because I would just hit up Glenn Rice in the corner for 3-pointers, and I would score like 140 points. It's not realistic. He's like, this is not fun anymore. And it was like a cheat code. It was awesome. Famous Red Sox players to wear the number 41, Chris Sale, John Lackey, Victor Martinez, and Ugueth Urbina, who, back in the day when I was playing like MLB The Show 2004, he was like one of the best closers in the game. So we always felt like a must-have player. Mariners players was Charlie Furbush, I believe. Sabres players was Stu Barnes from 1999 to 2003. And Ollie, what do you have for Kraken and Giants players?
For Kraken, we got number 41, Riker Evans. That's our defenseman. And for the Giants, we got Willie Williams played in 1965 to 1973 and was probably the most most accolades for a number 41. And then recently another journeyman that we had that's like one of the better corners of the last 20 years was Dominic Rogers-Cromartie as well. So two really great 41s. We're starting to get into I feel like the numbers in the jerseys where, we're going to have some all-time linebackers coming up. We're going to have some really, really good players and stuff. So I'm excited for that.
Nice. Ollie, how's it going, man? How's your week been?
It's been good. Been tiring. I've finally got the new mic set up and everything. So I hope I'm coming in very nice. Compliments of Kirby. So the podcast gets an upgrade. So it's always nice. Was using it for my gaming, some other things there. Been pushing some carts at Costco. About to do some. I think this week. I got some training and stuff, but kind of just head down this week, and then next week I have the easiest week I think I've had at Costco so far. I have I'm using the Martin Luther King Day day off because it's you don't have to take it on that day. You can pick. So I'm using it on that Saturday next week for team golf. I'm going to be going down to Fairgrounds that day and playing both rounds. I'm really excited about that. And then I have 4 days off next week. And then the days I am on, I'm pretty light shift. So I'm pretty excited for that. Going to get a lot more golfing in, get some stuff done I've been wanting to. And then, mostly just golfing. I'm excited to have a couple days. I think one of the days I kind of want to go up to Raptors Knoll and play up there because I just like playing up there. I think it's so cool.
Yeah. One of my favorite courses, without a doubt, for sure.
If the weather lets me. Now that I'm thinking about it, I'm maybe that won't be the move, but...
Yeah. Yeah, it's cold, man. It got cold again real quick. I don't know what's up with that. I thought we kind of, bypassed winter a little bit, and I was like, hey,
Nope.
Oh.
Wait for Feb.
Yeah, exactly.
How you doing, Curb?
I'm doing pretty good. Yeah, we did a tournament this weekend, the Say It Ain't Snow, out in North Bend, which 3 years in a row that we joked that we named this tournament after bad weather, and all 3 years the weather's been not terrible. Last year was raining, but all things considered it wasn't too bad. So yeah, it's just kind of funny. Getting ready for Tree Smack, and honestly, looking into that California trip, and not sure if that's gonna go. I'm sure everybody here knows the California fires are absolutely wild, dude. It looks like a post-apocalyptic land down there, and I don't know, it's really scary. I'm in a couple of Facebook groups about Oak Grove. If you don't know, Oak Grove is the first disc golf course in the world to have permanent baskets put into the ground. The tournament that I'm supposed to go down there and play in about a month. It's called the Wintertime Open, and it's I think one of the longest running tournaments in the country. It was kind of used to be the official kickoff to the season, so I was really looking forward to playing it. But just kind of all things considered, it might be really tough. It's in the evacuation zone right now. The Facebook group that I'm in was kind of giving updates, and they were saying how there's firefighters who are out fighting the fires who are then going to Oak Grove and they're camping out in the fairways to get some like rest and stuff like that. And then the next morning they're waking up and then getting out of there and going out and fighting the fires again. So just very, very real, very serious stuff. And it's kind of just one of those things where like disc golf really isn't as important, as like them just taking care of like everybody's homes and like that kind of thing. So, we'll see. I'm holding out hope, that maybe like there's a couple of updates in the tournament page and they're like, hey, like if you are planning on coming in, like do it. We're good. We want to, strive through like that kind of thing. But if we get closer to it and it just kind of seems like things aren't, looking better or anything like that, like, I don't know if if it helps the club, they can keep my tournament entry too. You know what I mean? That's like so not important than any of
Yeah,
that.
it's beyond disc golf at that point. Yeah.
For sure. So honestly, and I just want to see that course like stay in the ground. It's such an iconic course, so they've been hit with like from what I've seen, they haven't been hit with any fire on the course yet. Just like bad like 100-mile-an-hour windstorms and stuff like that. So it's not good, but it could be so much worse and that kind of thing. So
Yeah, no, that's definitely scary. Like right as you said that, it kind of like that's like definitely in the area where the trees and everything. When I went to Oak Grove, I got nothing but chills and like it was such a cool experience. So it'd be terrible to see anything happen to that course. It just it means so much.
yeah, yeah, I'd hate to see it. So yeah, I don't know, sending good vibes like that way,
Yeah.
and kind of just hoping for the best, all things considered. So
Oh, I also kind of changing topics a little bit,
yeah,
but similar on. I signed up for Slingin' Singles and Cloud City Chaos, so I'm very excited to be registered for those. Got the days off work all figured out and everything like that, so I am ready to go.
I will definitely be at Cloud City Chaos, and if I don't go on that Oak Grove trip, it will be at Sling and Singles. But I think they're on the same weekend, so we'll kind of see, how that kind of lines up. Um, yeah, so we had some local tournaments this week. There was 2 days of the SeaTac Tree Smack, and then here at Emerald City Disc, we hosted the Say It Ain't Snow. So we'll go through those real quick. On Saturday, there was MA1 and MA3 for the Tree Smack. Taking down MA1 was Christian Liebig, Philip Rashkow, and Josh Jarosik coming in second and third. Winning MA3 was Atticus Obenberger, with Nicholas Burrington and Tim Allen coming in second and third there. So congratulations to all those guys. And then on Sunday, we had all women's divisions and MA40. So taking down FPO was Corey Gerber-Dolan. Congratulations to Corey. Coming in second and third was Tess Warner and Jody Dixon. Christine Hustis won FP60. Laura Gragg won FA1 with Kathleen Higgins and Jordan Lynn coming in second and third. Adam Croft won MA40 with John McCarthy. Awesome dude. Really happy for him. And Patrick O'Donnell coming in second and third, respectively. Mark O'Brien tied for third with Patrick O'Donnell. FA40 was won by T. Bex.
Let's
And
go.
yeah, she came in afterwards, dude, and she was like beaming. She's like, I'm so happy. I can't believe I won. I was like, I'm so proud of you. That's awesome. She did great. Yeah, she beat out new box squad member Shayna Schuerman, for who got second place.
Beck's also a new box squad member.
Bex is also a new box squad member. That is right. I forgot that that just got announced. That's
Yep.
right. Tony Morgan won FA50. Lilani Battle won FA2. And Jennifer Awesome Krasinski won FA3. And I did notice that Jennifer and her husband just started their new podcast, or they started back up their podcast. They kind of gave it like a fresh, like new look to it. Called I think it's called the Intentional Disc Golfer. So if you are looking for more, kind of like Pacific Northwest based, coverage and hearing people from our area kind of talk disc golf, definitely go check them out.
Yeah, I'll try to link something down in the description below.
Yeah, they've always been super nice to me, and I really like them over there for sure. So, and then so the Say It Ain't Snow ran by Emerald City Discs. We had a bunch of different divisions. This was out at North Bend. All in all, pretty nice weather for the day. Really didn't like, it wasn't like windy or anything like that. It was like mildly chilly, which like really wasn't too bad at all. I took down MPO, shot 19 down for the 2 rounds, beat out Caleb Joyner and Eric Sebastian. Played with Ricky Meadows both rounds. Ricky, awesome dude. Ming Vang took down MP40. He beat out Keone, who had the hot round, round one. He like barely beat out Keone. So like those two, I think are gonna have a really fun competitive year. Ming tied me, so Ming and I both shot 19 down for like the lead for the day.
Yeah, some hot scores. I like to see that.
For sure. And Ming, and like I said this before, but Ming's a guy where like I look at what I'm doing, and then if I'm, like I compare how I'm doing to how well Ming's doing, and if like, hey, if I have the chance, like the last couple of holes, like it doesn't matter that I have a couple of strokes like on my division. The fact that I'm like coming down to the wire with Ming puts a little extra pressure on that putt because I want to beat him regardless.
Yep.
So, winning MP60 was Todd Deschler. Winning MA1 was John McKenzie. Winning MA50 was Silver Fox himself, Toby McAuliffe. I don't know how to say his last name. MA60 was my GOAT, Chuck Knudsen. MA2, Lucas Stone was the winner. MA3 was our guy, Austin Myers. He is a regular listener to the show, so Austin, told you I was going to shout you out. Appreciate you, bud.
Let's go, Austin.
And winner of MA4 was my boy Derek Chan. He beat out Jared Mowdy on a pretty sweet playoff. They went to hole 2, and Derek threw one of the sickest like turnovers from like behind. He was dead center behind that big tree in the middle of the fairway, and he threw a sick turnover, and he hit the stump under the basket, and like to secure like the par and take the hole and take the win. So huge shot. I was really excited for him. Jared Mowdy played amazing as well. The guy plays really safe and really smart. So really cool battle kind of coming down to the end there. So
yeah, I saw Derek's post. That was awesome. I like he changed his PDGA photo to that picture at South Fork, the same one he posted. I love that.
Yeah. Nah, he's I've been playing with him a bunch. He's good people. This was funny. So I ran into Chuck, before the tournament, Chuck Knudsen, my GOAT, and I was like, "Hey, dude, like, Ollie and I have this idea to do like a doubles battle." I was like, "You and me versus like him and Michael Go," and he's like, "Oh, I'm so in." He's like, "That sounds so much fun," and he's like, I don't want to just do like best shot doubles. Like we got to do like alt shot, so it's not just the Kirby and Ollie show. He's like, we should do this. So like he's like into it. Like he's
I'm
like
100% down for alternate shot doubles. I love the idea of that.
so much. So here's the thing. He and I go out and we play a few holes together, and I'm watching him throw. And after a few shots, I look at him, I go, "Bro, we're gonna fucking smoke those guys."
No, get out of here!
Bro, you don't even know.
Nah, you don't understand. No, you don't understand the Michael Go buff. The Michael Go buff is an attribute boost that you don't understand. It's like I gotta make Michael Go proud, bro. It's like I gotta play harder than I've ever played before. I saw Michael Go. He was finishing his round at SeaTac. I think this was on the New Year, and I was talking to him about it, and he's so down too.
Mm-hmm.
And I had to make sure. I was like, hey, I don't know if you know this, but you're like my most talked about player on the show. I was like, I hope you listen to this and everything. And he's like, oh, I do listen to it. And so he's like, I'm really down. And he was very happy and stuff, which made me really happy. I was like, thank God. I was like, I talk about him so much. I was like, I hope so.
Chuck and I are showing up in that sick blue Corvette. So like already in the parking lot, we've beaten you. Like we're rolling in style, dog.
Who said we're not there already?
Yeah, we're rolling in style. Like it's gonna be awesome. Honestly, that is like one of the funniest things. Like when you see him pull up in this sick blue Corvette comes rolling in, and you're like, who the fuck is this? And then like he pops out with like his box squad shirt on. He's like, what's up, y'all? And you're like, what is going on?
Go.
Like,
he go.
Yeah, Billy Smith got a Corvette too. He bought a sick like gray Corvette, and he said he was driving home from Oregon in it, and some kids over a interpass threw a rock through his windshield, and he's like I have to go get the windshield replaced. He goes, I had the thing like all of like a week. I was like, that's so fucking crazy.
That's so dangerous. Jeez.
I was like really looking forward. I was like, how sick is it going to be if we could have like this blue and gray Corvette just like chilling in the South Fork Landing like parking lot, like. Bro, I'm about to get some like Instagram pics out of this thing,
I know. Get the win. You're just
like sitting there like
Man. All
Yeah,
right, we got to figure out some planning with that, but I think that'd be a fun video. Alternate shot doubles, pick the
yeah.
course, and I
Do a
think
couple challenges and stuff like that. Yeah, I think we can definitely turn that into like we can turn one day into a couple of videos. I think it'd be a cool like challenge day kind of thing. So
no, I'm so
super,
down.
yeah, super into it. All right, I'm playing a tournament next weekend. First B tier of the year. It is the Tree Smack. I think it's just like MPO divisions, pretty much. I think I'm currently the fourth highest rated player in the tournament. I looked at it this morning. Um, yeah, I don't know. Looking forward to it. My game didn't feel like I was like really like kind of nervous on my first couple of holes this past weekend. It just didn't feel I don't know, as sharp as I would have wanted to feel. So I'm kind of just like working through that this week. Different style of play too, where like South Fork Landing, I'm throwing so many hyzers, and SeaTac, I'm getting a lot more creative with the shots. I'm throwing a lot more like flip ups. I'm throwing a lot more like rollers and like big like flipping, drivers and stuff like that. So different style of play, but SeaTac is basically my home course at this point. So it's not like I'm stepping up to any hole like not confident in what I'm doing there kind of thing. So
Yeah, I'm excited for my first CTAC tourney. It's doing tourneys there is I'm gonna make more of an importance. I'm glad I figured out getting days off and stuff and planning ahead and for those tournaments and stuff, and the importance of that has come to my attention. So now I'm several months ahead, planned out, got like tournaments and days off. So gonna be putting a lot of importance into CTAC, and because that's a course I want to be playing at a lot.
yeah, yeah. There's plenty of tournaments there this year. No reason why you can't.
Yeah.
Honestly, yeah, locking in there and just getting good at it, no problem. There was some disc golf news this week. Isaac Robinson officially Latitude 64. I think we talked about this last week, but did we talk about like how much he was making in that?
Um,
I don't remember.
I also, yeah, yeah. I don't
Um,
know.
but yeah, we figured out that, or Ollie and I were chatting in our group message that making 3 years is Isaac's deal, and it's estimated to be about 300,000 per year, which is more than I thought was going to be like out there for House of Disc. What I really like is that the number is public because that says like, hey, like if you're a two-time world champion of Isaac's caliber with his social media following and everything else he offers, like this is what the pay is right now for that level. And if you're not that guy and you're making less than that, now you can start to scale back and being like, well, my social media is better, but I'm not as successful on this side and, stuff like that. But disc golf is starting to have a line for these guys on tour and they're starting to have a more of a clear cut like market, which I think is really, really important. So, I'd like to see more, like I said, I'd like to see more contracts be public in the future. I think that's always like, as a baseball fan, it's always fascinating when like the Red Sox sign a player, and it's just like, well, how much, what does that go against our payroll? Which are a lot more public. Like disc golf doesn't really have a payroll. Like their payroll for these companies is just kind of what we imagine, like how well
They're
they're.
doing, yeah, exactly. What's in their pocket? Yeah.
Yeah, we don't even know really. So
It's interesting. I wonder if all of like the incentive based like what he has to meet to get all of that, because the base contract at 100 and also I love the contract as well. I think that contracts like this for a player of this caliber, I think is like so important for the like longevity of disc golf.
mhm.
If we're continuing with how they were doing it like 2 years ago, it wouldn't be really a thing, I feel like, coming up. So I think this is like a realistic thing where I like it. Like I like that coming in, but I wonder if the incentive, like I wonder if does he have to win worlds to get to that like 300K a year? Is because
Yeah.
that's like a tall ask, you know? So I'm wondering like what incentives are there? Is it just placements? Is it points scored? Is it like, different
Mhm.
things like that where I'm curious to how he gets from that 175 to that over 300 because yeah, upwards of 300K easily.
Yeah.
They said.
If his thing is like, yeah, you just have to go and win all the majors, like and the Pro Tour Championship, it's like, well, okay, so you're not making 300.
Yeah, so I will be getting 175K because then
Yeah,
it does come in.
like,
So like this contract seems nice now and everything, but then I want even more details. I might be greedy, but it's just like like you said, it's something that fascinates people in sports and like with contracts and stuff like that. And I think it's something that needs to be public. And I think it's something that allows people to be held accountable, like with companies and other things like that, where it's just black and white. It's right there, A to B, you know?
I think it adds to the storyline too, because like if you know, like let's say like and I don't know, we're gonna make up a number that says Isaac gets like $30,000 for every major like win plus a disc and royalties from the disc, right? So he's coming down the line at Worlds, right? And you're like, yo, like he misses a putt, and you're like, that putt just costed him $30,000. Like
Yeah,
that's
exactly. And people,
huge.
yeah, and people track that stuff. Like, Mike Evans, or like people track those things a lot. And it's kind of just like any accolade too. You know, people are going to see like how many this guy needs this many yards or this to do this. You know, like he needs
Mm-hmm.
to place this to have a top 10 average, a top 10 placement for the year. You know, and like him being an average top 10 would get him that payday. You know, and then so it's 100%. I think
Yeah,
it just like more narratives, more storylines that are positive in that light. I think are one it entices a player to play better and meet those incentives and like play to the best of their abilities. And then two, it's just for the fans, you know, that's must watch.
yeah, it's so exciting. I think disc golfers are smart, and disc golfers really like looking into things.
Yeah.
So if people know, like, this is a $30,000 putt for Isaac, everybody in the crowd knows that. It's not like he misses the putt and there's like, oh, he misses a putt and there's like a whoa, like, or he makes it and like they lose their mind because they know like how much that meant to him, and then you see his wife over there like crying because she's like, oh, sick, like we just made 30,000. My husband just did this, like
Yeah.
adds so much. This it makes it so much bigger and grander. And disc golf needs like stuff like storylines and like stuff like that. Like it's huge. So
Because I mean, I love it, but most of the storylines that have been coming out are you just kind of like like they're not really that good. You know, it's like
bad.
companies like yeah, companies falling apart, people like getting like I like more positive like
Yeah, people
news
getting
and stuff like that. Yeah.
you don't want that.
I don't want that.
Uh, on some other news, Ken Climo. I saw the video this morning. If you haven't watched it, dude, it is. Oh man, I had to like stop because I was like hyped up, and I was like, dude, I need to calm down. It's too early in the morning to get this amped up. Like the video was really, really good that they did this morning with him. He's going to be having his own line of discs that is going to be made by Discraft, which is really cool. Um, I think the rumor is that he's going to have a driver and a putter and a third disc. But there was like a lot of like I don't know information about him having a driver. The video made it very clear that he was doing a lot of putting. Like any disc he was holding and like really looking at in the video was a putter. So it was like, okay, they're definitely coming out the putter like pretty quick.
PNC Pro AVR.
Yeah, yeah, basically, dude.
Put a beat on a Luna.
Yeah, well, so I think it's really interesting because like it is like he's doing his own Stokely discs like thing,
Yeah.
where and it's I think it's awesome. Like honestly, I think if somebody from that generation was to do something like this, like it should be Climo like through and through. So
Do you
um
think like so Discraft, you know, they have like I'm sure something on the disc will say 12 time, you know, and all the like but like there I was just talking to someone, it's like he didn't win anything with this like you know those aren't the discs that made him who he was in a way where
yeah,
it's like it does lose a little bit like he's still the legend that he is and I think those discs and that knowledge and everything like that is so price you know it and that's why he got paid and that's why he got picked up and
mhm.
that's why people want to hear him they want to have him around in the building but he just didn't I don't know all of his success like none
I,
of his success was there.
I totally understand what you're saying. I think it's interesting that he's going to be making because he said in the video he's like I'm not actually going to be on Team Discraft so much as they're manufacturing my stuff for me, and it's like okay, like that's interesting. So like it is weird to be like he's going to be like yeah this is like the putter of champions. It's like well we've never actually won a champion, like nobody's ever won a championship with that brand new putter, like so like I think if they market it around like market it the right way and they're just like hey like this is like what the champ believes to be the next best putter in the world kind of thing. Like, I think that's a really cool way to go about it. Like, I don't have a horse in that race. I'm not gonna
Yeah.
I can't sponsor. I can't throw any of that with my sponsorships and stuff like that. But I am genuinely excited to check it out, just because I know who Ken Climo is, and I
Yeah.
know I've always just been such a fan of the champ that, like, I don't know, I want to see what's up, and like
100%. Yeah.
maybe the plastic blends that he works with Discraft are sick. Like, who knows, But I do think it's really interesting, and the fact that he straight up just said, like, I'm not part of Discraft, like, I'm
I
not on.
like that. I like that a lot more, honestly. I feel like
Yeah,
it gives it more of like the Nike and Jordan brand kind of aesthetic, like
totally.
it's definitely like its own entity, which I can get behind, I'm not saying I don't like him as the idea of being a part of Discraft, but I think it does make it better in a sense in my mind of like, he's not like it's more of him, yeah, like you said, like they're just helping him make it where. But why wouldn't Innova do that?
Yeah,
Now I'm starting to go back and be like, what did Innova just let him walk? Like,
yeah,
what was the conversation like? I don't know. Like, and then I was scrolling today and I see a post and it was like talking about hoodies and a Gorgon or something like that, and I was like, bro, I don't know. I just got questions.
yeah. Nah, I mean, that's like a very fair, like, what Innova, like, why did you not think of doing this like years ago? So there was one really, I think maybe I'm thinking too much into it, but there was part of the video that kind of made me be like, wait a second. Um, it was towards the end, and he just kind of was just like, I am stoked to have this line. And I was like, you probably could have picked like any other word that didn't sound exactly like Stokely's name, but all right.
Yeah.
The way he said it just kind of had me like kind of shoot a side eye at it, being like, wait a minute here. So
I wonder if he's gonna go with this brand and if there's gonna be a Climo player that gets out of it. Like a touring player out of Climo, or he'll be like an open bag, or yeah.
yeah. I mean,
But I wonder if it'll get to a point where like you throw Discraft, but you have to throw the 3 Climo discs or something like that as well in the contract. But that'd be cool. I'm curious now. That'd be interesting.
if I was a Discraft player and I had the ability to throw like it was like, hey, like we do Discraft, DGA, and Climo line, I'd be like, give me them Climo line discs. Like, let me, like, I'm gonna check those out first, and if I like them, like, easy, if they don't mesh, whatever kind of thing.
I'd
But
be marketing the hell out of that and being like, and
dude,
then Ken Climo would be like, I'm your number one free revenue. Like, just I'll keep making videos. Like,
yeah, it's sick. No, really exciting stuff though.
yeah,
Good.
that's cool.
Um, some rumors about Ricky Wysocki to Discraft. Pretty interesting. I mean, he took a photo with a swarm in the background of him in a bathroom, which was like kind of
I
interesting.
thought it was the kitchen. I couldn't tell.
Apparently,
It was the bathroom?
everyone was saying it's a bathroom. Yeah,
Dude,
I
you
don't
got
know.
money. That's that big.
Yeah,
When I think your bathroom's a kitchen, that's when I'm like, oh.
right. Yeah, we're in a different demographic. That's cool. uh,
One of the comments I did think, and I think is a little. I mean, I also think that was his disc or something, but someone was like, does he not? Is it unfair to say that he doesn't have any friends that play disc golf that might throw that disc or something like that? And
right.
like just put it down on the kitchen counter? And I was like, maybe, but it seems so obvious.
Yeah, it seemed very trolly, very like, hey, look what I'm doing kind of
He is
thing.
a troll. He's like a quiet troll. He'll like act. He'll always go back and forth like Gibson and stuff on Twitter or whatever, and
Mhm.
he's funny. I love Rick. He's more of a he's a funny guy.
Yeah, one of the things I think I don't know. I heard this in a maybe like the Grip Lock podcast. Maybe they were saying that like if Ricky was like let's say if you're House of Disc and you offer Ricky like 40% of his contract, like, hey, we're going to cut your contract down by 60%, right? So you're still going to pay him $400,000 a year, but like we can't pay you that million anymore. If you're Ricky and you're like looking at the market, like, and going to like other disc golf companies, like no other company's paying you that much, right?
Yeah,
So like it's kind of an interesting thing where like I don't know, like maybe they do say like, hey, we're gonna cut your contract down by like 70%, and like they're still like, where are you gonna go? You know what I mean? And like that kind of thing. Like we've kind of established this as a market. Like it might be kind of interesting. It might be kind of weird. This might be Ricky's kind of like, all right, screw you guys. Like if this is what's happening, then I'm gonna like create buzz like in other ways in other directions kind of thing. Like
mm.
it's interesting. It's definitely something that I'm curious and curious to see like what happens and kind of tuned in on for sure. So
Not saying every player should go make a line of discs, but I think he should have his own like line of disc. I think that'd be a. I would. You don't think so?
I no, I just looking at like the way like how well his stuff at Dynamic sold. Like it didn't
Mm,
particularly well, and it's hard to say like is that because it's Dynamic Discs like branding and it's their stuff, or is like his name just like doesn't sell as well. Like I think Innova. I've said this a lot. I think Innova knows exactly how much Ricky is worth, and it's whatever amount of pigs he sold for them over those like 2 years or 3 years he was with them. I don't think Ricky like moves the needle. Like he didn't move the needle on destroyers, and I think if you're Dynamic Disc, like when he came in, like he didn't help you sell more felons. He only sold like his felons. You know what I mean? Like he didn't start like he didn't get you like locked on that disc. Like you only bought one because you like him, and then you didn't buy more. Like right now they have a bunch of their his discs like on sale. Like it's like the Glimmer Raiders I saw were on sale, and it was like you printed those like years ago. Like like
yeah.
when you signed with
Yeah.
the
I
company.
don't. I think part of it, for me at least, I don't throw dynamic discs, and I don't. I think I had once when I first started playing. Like I got the 3 pack when I very very first started playing, but I just there's no like want for me to ever buy any disc really from there. And not saying yeah, not saying anything bad about it, but there's just no appeal. I think I bought one disc and it was a slammer when I met Ricky, and that was it. Like
Yeah,
exactly like word for word what you just said. But
yeah,
like yeah, and maybe it was just the pigs there. I know he had some T-Bird sales and some other discs there as well at Innova, but definitely nothing like the pig.
yeah.
But
No, he made the pig. I mean, the pig was such a popular disc for so long because everyone was like, "Well, Ricky's throwing it. Like, it's the rival to the Zone right now." Because the Zone was also crazy popular. So I really, I mean, I don't know. I think that's just Innova saw kind of like what he was worth, and when he wanted to leave early, I think it also kind of scored their relationship with him.
mm,
Where I don't think Innova and Ricky are a match. Pretty much going for, you know what I mean? Like we can just kind of mark them off as like not compatible going
mhm.
forward. Um, I don't know. It's interesting. I'm curious to see what happens with him and where he goes.
Yeah, I'm really curious. I
Yeah.
mean, is it even confirmed he's leaving?
No. That's
Yeah,
the
that was the
what's
next thing because I was like, oh, Ricky's gone, and then I was like, wait, Ricky's just not gone, and then yeah, it kind of brings up the yeah, we're just gonna cut your contract. Can you just do that?
I don't know. That's the thing is like disc golf is like they probably can because disc golf is like weird with that stuff. But like I feel like if you sign like I don't know
This could be like the first. This could be a huge thing, like lawsuit wise, or like if it becomes down to that or something. I could see that being
why didn't anybody sue Lone Star then? You know what I mean? Like what
because
like
they ain't got Rick money.
I guess
You ain't we getting big baller lawyer.
a couple $100 versus like hundreds of thousands is like
I mean, maybe. I mean, I'm just saying if there is something that would have the funds to support themselves and do that, I think it would be him. I don't know.
yeah,
That's just speculating, and yeah, yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
I mean I think that's we're disc golf is headed into lawsuit territory eventually because everything in disc golf is far too lax. Like everything is just so like casual, like every like like people spoiling shit and stuff like that. Like that can have serious implications on things like in the future. Like you never know. I think like Drew Gibson said it in a video in the past, but like yeah, disc golf is like one big lawsuit away from everything in disc golf changing drastically really fast.
Yeah.
So the other thing that I thought was kind of interesting is I really haven't heard any rumors about Big Jerm yet. Have you heard anything? I think that's kind of
I
interesting.
just watched him do the skins match. He did a skins match that was just posted. That was kind of cool, and it was I kind of just curious to see if what he was throwing and stuff like that. I think he's just thrown Innova. I wouldn't be surprised if he just like rolled with Jomez and just kind of threw an open bag and went to some events and didn't commit to like a full tour schedule or something like that. Play his favorite ones, like handpick the ones you want.
Yeah,
That
somebody.
was something I was thinking about seeing that. I gotta go watch. I didn't finish the skins one, but definitely want. I go back and watch and see what he was throwing. But I'm pretty sure he was just throwing his Innova stuff.
stuff. Yeah, it's just if I'm Jeremy Colling, I'm like, hey, I've built a brand that's big enough where like somebody like I should be getting paid to promote a brand in disc golf. Like you know what I mean? Like he
Yeah.
has a following to do that. So it's just about like who wants to pay him for whatever he wants to do. You know what I mean? Like that's probably I don't know. That's probably what he's trying to do is just figure out like what do I want to do in this game in the next couple of years to kind of at this point maybe round out his career, you know, because like who knows, like he mentioned he's getting older and stuff like that. So like, how does he want to finish off? Like, what does he want to do? Does he want to design? Does he want to do this? Does he want to do that? Like,
Yeah,
he's
but at the same time, he's 39, bro. You can
he's
disc
got
golf. You can disc golf for 20 more years and be
oh
pretty
yeah,
damn good, bro. Like
oh
I
yeah,
was like, because I was thinking about that too. Then I was like, hold your horses. I was like, this is getting dramatic. I was like, come on, man.
well
I was like, because then I see his forward and I'm like, oh, you still got that thing.
yeah for sure. But it's like one of those like you're kind of, he's at the age where now it's like okay, how many more years of that do you have, right? And like this is kind of the time where you start to set up like the next stage,
Hmm,
like of your disc golf career, kind of thing, right? Like, I mean, he can definitely play like into his mid 40s, like late 40s, but at some point it's gonna be like, hey, like shit's fucking hard, you know, like everything's sore, everything kind of hurts. Like it's nice to just not have your full disc golf identity be just
that's true.
throwing discs. You can't do that kind of thing, right? Like, and he's been a good designer of like stamps and like logos and stuff like that in the past. So like, I don't know. I just thought of this now, but like Thought Space Athletics, like if he were to go with them and like really like work with their artists and do his own stuff through them, like that'd be
Then he's
pretty.
just going to discraft too,
Yeah,
basically.
yeah.
Because yeah, dang, everyone just going to discraft then.
That's right, dude. Endless money on their side. Um, so
Infinite money glitch.
I know, right, dude? Crazy.
I just don't get it. I don't get it.
I don't know how they do it, man. It's kind of impressive though.
No, yeah, it 100% is. It 100% is.
Just keep bringing people in. All right, so there's one other tournament that I want to bring up real quick. This was the Tour Down Under. This was the Edgemunster Disc Golf Classic 2025, presented by RPM Discs. It not very notable, other than for the fact that Emerald City Discs' own Sophia Donica took down FPO. Absolute huge win for her. And I'm so happy for her. So awesome. She's such a badass. She's gonna have a what is it? A signature glow eagle with like a modified L wing or something like that from Innova, which she fully deserves. I'm excited to get some of those here at the shop. But congratulations to her. She took down Emily Weatherman and Juliana Corver.
End of a sweep.
Dude, it's so awesome. So, we're gonna have her on the show at some point, no problem. But she's awesome. I just wanted to give her a quick shout out because it's absolutely incredible. So congratulations to her. Also shout out local player Chandler Fry for getting fourth in MPO. So
Did you watch the event or know it happened?
I don't know. No, I haven't seen anything.
I watched the last round. It was definitely go check out the coverage. They're doing a really good job with the Tour Down Under. Nate Perkins and Luke Humphreys did the commentating.
Okay.
Super cool. I enjoyed the coverage a lot. Chandler had a chance on the 18th hole. Like it basically was very tight. I'll say that. So like, definitely go check it out. And it goes down to a playoff, and it was a good. It was just a good watch for sure. It was interesting to me. One note I had when I was watching it: Luke Humphreys started the round tied or in the lead of the event, and he was like neg 11 after 2 days, and then he proceeded to end +3 or +4.
Whoa.
Had like a very bad round, like one of the like OB throws, just really bad. I mean, the wins were crazy, granted, but it was pretty bad. But
Wow.
watching him have to commentate that, definitely worth watching. So that last round, I really want to push everyone to go watch that. It's a really good front back nine.
Wow. Yeah, I saw a little bit of. I saw somebody talking about like Ezra Robinson and like his new bag, and he was like throwing a Malta a lot, which is like, all right, that's not a very popular disc. Like, I got a few of those on the shelf if anybody's interested in those. Like, come on in and check them out. I will say he was throwing the Malta much straighter than I've ever seen anybody throw a Malta because those are beefy boys. So
he was throwing that really well.
Yeah,
And also you can see it really well in the wind. because the winds were 30 plus miles per hour. It was crazy. Like, it was insane. So you can see him really work that disc.
That's awesome. Yeah. I saw that, and then I had heard that Luke Humphreys made a comment about how Prodigy is probably like, oh, we probably have a signing, or we probably
Coming.
have a.
Yep.
You got, I'm not going to say anything, but it should be out by now. So we should expect Prodigy to make some kind of announcement relatively soon. People are assuming it's like Joel Freeman.
Oh,
I
that'd
don't.
be interesting. But
Yeah,
that's just interesting. That's
don't
not.
think it moved the needle for them though. He's not like a very well liked player. I've met Joel.
Yeah.
He was super nice to me. Really, really seems like a great guy, like in person. But you know, they did that poll not too long ago, and he was very, very low on that poll, which is, I don't know, unfortunate.
Robert Burridge, also another note, was throwing a bunch of dynamic discs, I think,
Yeah,
at that event, which was
they put him with
interesting.
the jury, and it was like, wow, nobody puts with the jury. It's another one. If you want to check it out, I got a bunch on the shelf. Come on in. You know. All right, we'll get into real quick because we're running kind of long. All right, we'll get into our NHL check-in, and then our draft for this week. So NHL check-in. Two guys who don't know much about hockey talking about hockey. Sabres lost to the Kraken the other night. It was pretty bad.
What's my guy's name? The
Bro,
Capo
yeah. Watch your language. Capo Caco.
Capo Caco.
Yeah, I read.
Watch your language. That's a great nickname. Wait, that's a great nickname. Watch your language. Capo Caco.
Yeah, it was tough. Sabres let up 6 straight goals to let the Kraken win. So they won 2 games before that, 2 games in a row. Lost 3 games in a row. So we're very inconsistent right now. It's kind of at the point where it's just like, hey, like just lose a bunch of games and guarantee another number 1 overall pick. You know, like just like. You've tanked for 14 years, you might as well tank one more, and then just like maybe something cool happens next year. But I did think it was interesting. The coach of the Sabres right now, his name is Lindy Ruff. He was the coach of the Sabres back when I was in high school, and apparently this is his first season back as coach, and they're already talking about like, oh, they're gonna let him go. This is not a good fit. He did not come in and like change the team dynamic at all. Like this is not going well. So
Damn.
yeah, dude, it's just tough on our side over there, man. Like it's not going good. So
We should look on January 20th. The Sabres are coming to Seattle, and I have the day off.
January 20th.
Yeah.
That's like next week.
Yeah, it's like 6 days.
I can probably do Monday.
Yeah, we should look at. We'll talk more after that.
Yeah, down. I'm down though. Yeah, cool. Hell yeah, I didn't even look at that. That's exciting.
Yeah. The Kraken ended up losing to the Red Wings right after, so we won 6-2 and then lost 6-2. So kind of happens. The Red Wings are a good team. We're playing the Penguins today, so yeah, I don't expect much from the Kraken right now. I mean, we're working. I'm glad I have a player I like now on the team, and I think it makes it more exciting to watch, more exciting to look forward to. When also, anytime I'm going to a game, I get way more into it. So I think that's going to be a big like we're locked in for this. So
Yeah.
look,
No.
I got the nice hockey hair going. Come on,
Dude, you do, yeah, for sure. You got the scruffy beard too. It's good. Yeah.
AI hockey player right here.
Definitely. All right, we'll get into the draft this week. Starting to run low on ideas for drafts, so we're kind of like scraping the bottom here. This is the state draft. We're drafting states out of the United States of America. You know what? Fuck it. We just any state whatsoever. So, you got the first pick, bud.
Oh, nothing better. Washington!
Good
I
pick.
love Washington. I don't care what nobody has to say. My favorite state. I think we got some other ones that I can pick after that, but dude, Hoopers come out of Seattle. We got Hoopers out of everywhere out of Washington. We got athletes. We got everything. Nature, mountains. It doesn't get better than the PNW, man.
Nah, dude. I can't agree more. Love Washington. This is my new home. I've been here, almost 10 years now, which is crazy. I've been here longer than I lived in what is going to be my number one overall pick, which is the where I went to college, and that's Rhode Island, actually.
Rhode
Rhode,
Island, number
yeah,
one.
dude, it's an underrated state. It's hella small. Um, it's like Massachusetts light. It's pretty fun. Like the guy,
Huh.
it's a lot of fun. I really like Rhode Island a lot. And then for my second pick, I'm gonna pick the state that I was born in, and that's New York, bro.
That's an easy one. If I got New York next, I would have definitely taken it.
Yeah, yeah.
Uh, but
Uh,
yeah,
I was not born in what people would traditionally call like New York. I was born in like Buffalo, like Niagara Falls. So I have a weird mix of kind of this like Midwest kind of like landlocked vibe, but also like we're technically East Coast. So it's kind of a weird mixed ground. But yeah, I got Rhode Island and I got New York, the other two states that I have personally lived in.
next pick, we're
That
going
was
Mass.
it.
We
Got
love
it.
Mass. Yeah,
Yeah,
I think that was the easy one. I can't give it to you as well. If
yeah,
you're gonna take New York, I'll take the Sox then. Come on, man. But
yeah.
Maple Hill's there. I've been there a few times. I got family over there, so I enjoy Massachusetts. Beautiful red trees, beautiful like I love the trees over there. I think that was like one thing I wasn't like as I mean, of course, from watching some videos, but I just wasn't in person. It's totally different.
Yeah. No, Massachusetts is sick, dude. It's crazy like on that side of the country when like you start getting into some towns and all of a sudden there's a building that was like built in like 1804 and you're like, "Yo,
What?
is that it?" And they're like, "Yep, no, there's buildings out here like some buildings are just like freaking old and they're still up." You're like, "That's you don't find that here in Seattle." You know what I mean? Like it's
Yeah.
so rare to find a building from over 100 years ago or anything like that. So,
And I haven't really traveled too much, so I think this is actually kind of a nice list string. I can just go off place I've been, which is kind of nice.
mhm.
But I think the next place I'm gonna go is Texas. We're gonna take Texas.
Okay.
I actually that was kind of surprising to myself. I didn't think I'd really like Texas a lot. Texas was really fun, especially when I went to Austin. I like really enjoyed the downtown, the nightlife. It's like a really young town. It was pretty fun like that. Like I don't know, I like going out sometimes. I enjoy the social aspect of that. So like me and Roxy kind of were just walking around. And we'd see a rooftop, and we're like, let's go up there. Like let's go get a drink up there. And, like it was like we just like figure out places, and then like all right, let's go there next. And so I really liked the town there. Really flat. Maybe that's my least favorite part about it. But besides that, I thought it was awesome. I actually enjoyed it way more than I ever thought I would. And I've only seen like one part of it, so I'm excited to go back.
Nice. Yeah, I've never been to Texas personally. I like jump the
Oh,
whole Midwest.
barbecue as well. Yeah,
Yeah.
the barbecue at oh my god.
Yeah, I jumped like all the Midwest. I went from like New York to Rhode Island to like Washington. Yeah, like I was like, we're just jumping coast to coast, kind of a coastal elitist over here. Um, for the number six state in our draft, I'm gonna pick one of my other favorite states since I've been on the West Coast, Oregon. I like going down to Portland. I go there a couple times a year for some disc golf tournaments. Portland, solid city. Maybe not. I don't like Portland as much as I like Seattle. Like real talk, I think Portland's great, but Seattle's like I love Seattle. I love this area. So, and then for my last pick, I'm gonna go a little off the map a bit, and I'm gonna pick the state of confusion. So that's
I was thinking about doing like I wanted to do that. I wanted to do something like that first, but then it would have been like, "What the heck is this
yeah. Like, what are
draft?"
we doing here? Yeah. So I'm gonna round. Yeah, I got Rhode Island, New York, Oregon, and confusion.
I need the confusion flag.
Yeah.
We're gonna go with you brought up some points of interest of why it's so good or like some of the cool things about it, but Georgia, specifically Savannah. I really like Savannah. I thought again it was just like a super fun city. They have a again, it's like fun to go out there. They have like that you can like walk around with like you get a drink and then just walk outside with it and just walk to the next bar basically with it,
Oh,
which I
that's
thought
open
yeah.
bag. Open.
Yeah, I was like,
Yeah, yeah,
this is lit.
yeah.
And
That's
so,
awesome. Like,
and there was right in Savannah, it's like river and stuff. And I walked across this bridge, or I took a ferry across the river. And on the other side was like this really cool disc golf course. It had like gators and stuff and some really cool things. I was like, I threw over this water and was walking, and I just looked down. And there's bubbles everywhere, and I was like, huh. And I look, gator, 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 and I was like, oh god. I was like shaking, but
nah.
really cool. I enjoyed it. The downtown was fun. really old buildings, like crazy old stuff, which was
Hmm.
interesting and like learning about. But yeah, I enjoyed the people there. I thought it was a good vibe. That wraps up mine. I got Washington, Mass, Texas, and Savannah.
Nice. I love it. Yeah. It was kind of
Yeah,
fun. I think there's enough in the United States where we could probably dip our toes into this one in the future again and just not double up on these. So
yeah. I got another idea while we were drafting for a draft. We'll talk about next time.
yeah, yeah.
Um,
Sweet, you want to round us out?
yeah. To end episode 41. A little longer than we thought, but that's usually the shorter episodes. They end up taking longer in other ways like that. But we're gonna go with a Dirk Nowitzki quote. Ooh, I understand you've got to go through tough times to get better. Dirk Nowitzki. Aim high, shoot low, and we'll see you next week. Peace.